Good morning, friends, and welcome back to my channel, Wishes and Weeds, where we are embarking on a new theme for November, Notions and Needlework. And today we're going to spend some time with one of the most iconic sewing companions, the pincushion. This one is always on my craft desk. I'm always grabbing a pin to unclog my glue nozzle, that sort of thing. There's always a little bit of thread on there because I might need to quickly sew a button onto a piece of ephemera. So I have, this is one of my favorites, clearly. So I'm going to share a few of my pincushions from my collection. And we're going to make a couple of quick projects inspired by the pincushion. We're going to make a magnetized pin dish and a journal pocket shaped like the classic tomato pincushion that will look lovely in your journal turned into a pocket. And as an added bonus, we'll go over a simple way to organize your embroidery floss into a tidy fashion. So let's get started. Now I have, besides this tomato that's always just off view of the camera, I have a cookie jar. Actually, I think this probably contained pickles at one time. I got this jar at a thrift store. I like its flat sides, but my goal is to fill this with tomato and strawberry. I still have the price tag on. You'd think I was mini pearl. My goal is to fill this with tomato pincushions. All of these happen to have the strawberry attached. Allegedly. Oh, I like this one. It has patterned fabric. Allegedly, these strawberries contain emery that will sharpen your pins and needles. I don't think the newer ones do, that's for sure. I'm just feeling this one. That one might be emery. That one. Anyway, so it's supposed to, you run your pins and needles through there to sharpen them up or to remove any, sometimes you'll get a little burr. I've long lost the strawberry from this one. And I have these 3 little clothes pegs. I'm thinking these were children's clothes pegs, like kids want to pretend they're playing house and maybe they would wash their dolly's clothes and hang them out on the line. So I'm always looking for another pin cushion. I bet you I need another 6 or 7. Oh, I'll fight with that later. This pin cushion, this one sits on the couch next to me when I'm watching TV and doing some stitching at night. This one was given to me as a gift when I spoke at a quilt guild many years ago. There's a free pattern for this, and I believe this is filled with crushed walnut shells, which you can buy at fabric stores, craft stores. So I will share the link with the instructions to make this pincushion. And I like it because it's heavy and it's not going anywhere. What else? Oh, now lastly, I want to explain how I am going to make a magnetized pin dish to secure your pins. Let me just get the supplies I need to do that. I got this somewhere thrifting or yard selling or something. It's Royal Albert Covent Garden, and never had a cup. Oh, I need a sip of coffee. And I like just to store pins flat in here, so if I'm doing some hemming or something and I need to quickly grab a bunch of pins at a time, then this is handy. But what I'd like to do today to demonstrate just something a little different is how to magnetize this so that the pins will stay in the dish. So I'm turning this over, and I have a dish of magnetic buttons, a package. I'm pretty sure these came from the dollar store. There's 12 of them. They're on a little metal piece. So they don't go all like that, I guess. So I'm going to glue these down. I might need to tape them down until they're glued, but we're going to give it a shot. So I have glue somewhere. This is Gem Tack. If you want to use something else, either hot glue or like an E6000 or something. I'm really hoping this works. Oop. How are you supposed to know which way to put them up and down? I think that's going to be sufficient. I was aiming for 6. I've got 6. I also thought about gluing that down. Well, I'm going to leave it like that now until it dries. Am I? Maybe not. I'm just going to glue the metal plate down. Move these out of the way. Turn this over carefully. Oh, glue stuck. Good stuff. And then I can just, whoops, toss those pins in. It didn't work at all. I'm gonna have to take that metal plate out. Oh, those ones stuck. I tried this yesterday and it worked just fine. There we go. Pin dish accomplished. Okay, now I want to show you a pocket that I made in the shape of a pincushion, but I'm going to pause for just the couple things that I want to show you is, first of all, this adorable tomato that I've made out of fabric. The other thing that I want to show you is how to organize your embroidery threads. So if you're more organized than me, you probably already have little cards, little bobbins that you wind on with the numbers and everything. I don't have time in my life for that. So what I've done is I've got the whale tail punch, and I punch one of those, add a little clip there to hold the end of my thread, and that way it keeps it from turning into a tangled mess. So I've just taken a piece of a greeting card, punched that out, and then I'm just going to hold it and start wrapping. So I won't take up any more time doing that, but I will be using this particular color in my next project. So I found this image of a tomato pincushion, and actually the one I used was larger than that. This one I've copied a little smaller, and I'm just using the outline and some of the lines to make a pattern for this pincushion. I just glued this together, so the glue is slightly wet. I'm slightly filthy, but I will be doing another embroidery line here to attach this strawberry to the top of the tomato pincushion. What did I learn about tomato pincushions? Well, apparently tomatoes are a sign of wealth, and once upon a time they were seen to be exotic, and you know, only the cream of the crop would have a tomato. So people started making tomato pincushions. This is dryer sheet. I will iron my dryer sheet and then stitch them together because they're great for this kind of a project. So I'm just going to cut off a length. I'll grab a black pen. So first things first, I will quickly trace. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it isn't. And then I'll do a little cap. For my strawberry. And just trace around the lines and where I'll want to embroider. I was also thinking this could be cut apart, like the pumpkin pockets I made last week. Okay, so you'll see on this one, I just did an outline stitch where I've marked the lines on the dryer sheet. Okay, so these will be going onto green fabric. Actually, it's not going on green fabric, it's going on purple fabric because I'm going to make a yellow tomato. Let's just make sure I can fit both of these. There's one. And now this one is my yellow fabric I want to use. So I'm gluing it to the back of the fabric. Looks like I forgot to draw one line. Good enough. Let's chop that little strawberry off. All right, lid. So I think I'll start with some of this. I'm hoping this is a little drier. And I will use 2 strands. I really need to wash my hands first. I'm covered in glue. But so I have 2 strands, and I am just going to start at this point, and I'll take a decent stitch, and then just following the line, I'm going to back stitch. Now the right side is down, so you can't see what's going on the other side, so be sure to check it out every now and then. So I'm going back to where the last stitch went down in order to do an outline stitch here. I hope you can see this okay. Let's see what the other side looks like. So I'm going to continue to do all of the stitch around. The yellow part I'm going to stitch in green, this green here, and when I come back I'll show you how to assemble. The embroidery's done. So I'm just going to fussy cut out this embroidered piece, making sure I don't snip any threads. I want to keep it pretty close to the embroidery, but it doesn't need. Perfection is not called for. I lost my strawberry this morning. I was looking all over the place. I thought, I'm going to have to do another strawberry. And then just as I was drawing the pattern on another chunk of dryer sheet, it arrived. It wasn't even apologetic. I want to make sure that knot doesn't get cut. I didn't stitch this part because it'll be underneath the cap of the strawberry. Which is what I'm cutting right now. it occurred to me that I might want to do some French knots on that strawberry. I don't know. I'll look at it. I don't have to decide right now because there's some more embroidery going to happen. I have to do the cord that joins the strawberry to the tomato. Kind of seems weird to me that they have strawberry with a tomato. They're not even in the same season. But it's probably some crazy Victorian thing. I'm not sure if I mentioned why I'm doing purple and yellow. I'll pull some fabrics over in a second and show you the sort of the palette of colors that I want to use in the journal I'm working on this month. Okay. Just gonna grab some scrap paper here. Oh, here's a scrap. So I've got my fabric glue. Let's just see what this looks like. I think that's exactly what that looks like. So here we are in November. Clocks go back tonight. Which is crazy. I can't think of a single soul I know that thinks it's a good idea to continue to do daylight savings. Not one. So why can't we just agree we're not doing it? Okay. Let's put that right there. Now, I hope some of that was in frame because it didn't occur to me to check. I have this pen. It's called a Friction. And this is one of those pens that you can erase with the friction of the, yeah. So it's heat that takes the ink off. So I use this for transferring embroidery designs because you can use a hot iron and it will take the ink off if you're not happy. So I'm just going to do a little stem there, and then draw a string to, I don't know if you can see that or not. All right, time to get out some more embroidery thread. I like 2 strands. We'll use that needle, I guess. If you're not an embroiderer, you should know that the best way to get a neat finish is to separate the plies individually. So pull them out one by one and then batch them back up together. If you pull them out 2 at a time, they won't lay straight and they'll wrap around each other and cause all kinds of problems. Just doing a little bit of stitching to make the stem. And then let's start. So I bring the thread underneath, go in where my needle just came out, take a little bite, then pull it till that thread wraps around. Then I will go back in. This is called a chain stitch. Go back in through the loop. Make another loop. So let me tell you a little bit more about November. Because slow stitching is slow, and I intend to do quite a bit of slow stitching in my needlework, Notions and Needlework November journal. Can't promise a video every day like in November. But I hope what I do manage to get recorded will be enjoyable and a quality product, a project that you'll want to copy or be inspired by it, at least. That's my hope. I'm going to endeavor to share a link for this project on my Pinterest board. I don't know if I can do that or not, because it's, like I said, it was, I think it was a screen capture I found, so it's not not great quality, and I don't know the source of it. So I'm a little wary of doing that, but we'll see what I can do. Anyway, let me finish this and we will come back. Okay, this is all stitched up now, and this is sort of the color palette that I'll be working with for this journal going forward. I might have stitched some beads on here to mimic pins. I think I'm going to leave it the way it is. Now, I can glue this to some stiffer paper to make it a little more robust. I don't think I'm going to do that. And let's pretend this is a journal page. I could just glue that right in the corner. You know what else I could do? I have some threads here. These are leftovers from my stitching. I could sort of attach these to like a safety pin and pin them on there or something. I don't know. I could wrap these on a tag and put the tag in the pocket. Yeah, let's not let those go to waste. I'll probably find a good way to use those eventually anyway. But thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you are intrigued by this month's theme of notions and needlework. Come back again soon. If you want to make sure that you don't miss a video in this series, you should definitely subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you will allegedly get notice when a new video is uploaded. Hit the like button and share this video to like-minded friends. I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.